app idea of a to-do habit tracker. So I'm going to show you psychology. So what to write. I'm going to show you how you can make the screenshots even without having the actual app. So like preparing the screenshots. And after that, I'm going to show you how to refine those screenshots. So this is going to be a long video, but I think it's going to be worth it. So the first part we are going to need is the text. So let's type some sample text. Sorry. We're gonna make it black for now. And let's just write a to-do habit tracker. You may see that's a pretty vague saying, so we will just add it there. Let's just make it italic. All right, and then for example we can do second easiest on the market. That's going to be our slogan, right? Let's start with this. So you can see that it's like over here, so let's just make it a bit bigger. All right, so after that we are going to need an iPhone. So let's go and find an iPhone we can put here. So iPhone mockup PNG. All right, so we need to find a free iPhone mockup. There should be some websites that do this already. So here we have some mockups we could basically use, and this one looks pretty nice. All right, that works. So let's move it over here. And all right, so we are going to need to remove the backgrounds, but just make it bigger. We're going to have it so like this sample. So we remove the background, so selecting this, and then this. So we could go over here, select, inverse. So we have only the iPhone selected. Now let's go layer via copy. Right, now we have only the iPhone. That's what we needed, and we are going to move it down a bit. All right, so that's looking nicer as we have the iPhone over here. You can see that it's not the best one. You may find a different one, but for now it will do. All we need to do is just some basic stuff. All right, so since we don't have an iPhone, since we don't have the app, let's create a to-do app. All right, so let's find a to-do app. And all right, this is a things app. So let's download it. And as we can see, we can add it over here. So it's pretty interesting. let's just use this to only make a layer vehicle beam. It doesn't have to be perfect. It only has to look perfect. So as you can see, let's put it on the iPhone. Right, like this. You can see that it's pretty niche. So we are going to move the iPhone, the picture underneath the iPhone. So now it looks like it's in there. So we're going to select it. We're going to select the iPhone rather. Select the outside, then modify it, expand 3. Wait, no. Alright, like this. So that's pretty good. We are going to delete. Oh yeah, we have to select this. We are going to delete the corners, which have some overflow. So yeah, just like go around the edges. Now we can deselect it. All right, let's think about the color for now. So let's say we like this color. So yeah, just pick this color and let's move it and add it to the background. All right, it's interesting, to say the least. It's not entirely like bad or anything, but we have to, I can kind of think about it for now. So we will just keep it like this. And I'm just resizing the image because over here we can see that this doesn't really align with how the iPhone normally looks. So that's something you should like watch out for, because probably the timer is going to be like here. So yes, over here, and let's stretch it a bit, since we don't have the real estate for it. So let's stretch it on both sides. Right, this looks more iPhone-y type. Right, yeah. So just to fix that, we're going to select a brush. It's not too big. Big white, and yeah, just make it a bit smaller. And just create a line. And yeah, this looks a bit more, and as you can see, you may play around with it, because it's not on the same level as the notch, but that's going to be fixed. Right, so as we can see, this is white, but the text is black. So if you're a designer, you may see that it's not as good looking. So let's try to make it white, see what that will do. That looks a bit better for now, but still, like, we are going to some sort of lighter look. So let's switch the background color a bit. All right, let's go over here, select this color, and make it a bit more whitish. So yeah, there's not a bucket tool. I don't know where it is. So let's just select it, and as you can see, the text doesn't align, and it doesn't look that good. So let's a bit more saturated colors in more like bluish color, I'd say. Now let's go again with this one to see the color. Yeah, right. So let's try this color. This looks maybe a bit better. All right, we can work with this. So we're going to select the iPhone and move it down and perhaps make it bigger. A bit, not that much, right? So let's move it and put it in the middle. And as you can see, this text is big, so let's squish it down a bit. So we're going to use this. And yeah, this looks and feels a bit more compact, which we are going as it looks more like this text over here. But you can see that, like, if you saw the screenshot on the App Store, for example, you may think, all right, it's not that like good looking at the moment, which we're going to fix. But still, like, I wouldn't download it because it's a to-do habit tracker. It's not even a habit tracker. The app doesn't have a habit tracker, but for the sake of the argument, it's a basic to-do, and it just says on the first page. So what's the difference? So you have to highlight the benefits of the app. In this case, we see household to-dos. What are the plans? So if you're not that creative as me, we could use ChatGPT for that, because why not? So come up with a screenshot title that highlights the benefit, and it should be pretty niche. So household to-dos. So that's like niche, that's everyday to-dos you have to do. So that highlights the benefit of completing household to-dos. Right? Clear tasks, clear mind. That's a bit better than having a to-do habit tracker. Alright. But let's make it a bit shorter, as people are going to just look at it and not read it. So let's switch it up a bit and let's think about, okay, let's create another one. All right, cross it off. Okay, get things done. That's a book, so let's use that because it's a pretty good slogan. Get things done. And the second one is reclaim your day. That's pretty good benefit. But instead of reclaim your day, let's go with reclaim your life. All right, so we have to highlight the benefits. So let's make the text bigger, as we have the text much shorter. Okay, maybe I didn't highlight this enough, but this video is going to just show you how to make pretty good, like, psychological. There might be like some design preferences. Everyone has different. but like this goes psychologically like pretty good screenshots. And I'm going to show you proof with other screenshots in a moment. So yeah, this could work better. So this is another variant, like adding just part of the screen, not the whole screen. But it also like depends on the user, the designer. And I like adding just a little bit of shadow because it makes the screenshots pop up. All right, so let's move the text so it's not under the shadow. Let's add shadow to the text of its own. So you can see that like there's shadow around it, but like it doesn't make the text pop off. It just makes the background look, I don't know, ugly. So let's make the shadow smaller, and yeah, it makes the text like a lot more off. So let's play with the spread a bit. Distance, there's no need for that. But like, let's play with the size. Maybe with the distance. Maybe let's create like this type of thing. Right, so that's it. It makes the text pop up a lot more. So it's pretty useless when useful when doing screenshots. So this is another type. Also, you could highlight benefits with icons. So let's try make sure to buy the icons over here when you do, but let's find an icon. So like a check mark would be nice. So let's find a check mark. All right, it's blue. So here we go. Here we have a blue check mark. So let's download it and see how it goes and how it looks. So yeah. So not here. This could be a place, but as you can see, it's like kind of, it blends with the background, but since it's like different than the background, it has to pop off. So let's try adding a shadow. Yeah, that didn't fix it. So for example, let's go adding a stroke. All right, that seems interesting since we can make it the same size as the border of the phone. But since the border is really big, let's try to make it smaller. So it's like an icon. But yeah, so let's try that. And now when we have the stroke, let's try doing a drop shadow. Yeah, we cannot see it that much. So just make the check mark pop off. It's just a little thing. All right, and now if you look at it, it's a bit better, but let's also think about the background because it's still kind of bland, so there's not a lot going on. What I do in these situations, if I don't want to struggle with it a lot, is first of all, I go and I go over here in the gradient tool and make a gradient. Yeah, the gradient should be yes here, and let's create and use this color, but make it a bit wider. because we have a lot of contrast going on over here. So there could be a lot more contrast. Looks a bit better. So let's see. Yeah, since this is really white, that like benefits each other. And then like some stuff in the background because all right. So as you can see, wait, I have an idea. Maybe we could use this and put it like a brush. So let's maybe pop it out a bit more, like changing the stuff. Or just make the smaller text pop. That could be interesting. Because it uses these very rounded rectangles. So let's see how it would look. Alright, so just make it around the text a bit more. Alright, let's zoom in. And we can see, but you know, I would prefer to have the text a bit different looking. So I have removed it from there, and let's go over here and type the text like this. I have also removed the shadow. Just let's see how it plays out. Let's try black, for example. No, so let's keep with white. But let's try adding a different color as the fill. So let's go with this color and a bit like darker. All right, and this is going just to be a basic fill. All right, I'm not sure how to edit right now, but yeah, this is going to be like this. There shouldn't be a stroke, but yeah, there isn't. All right, so not a